Hey everyone, how you doing today? Take another look at the workshop and see what was out there, and a lot of stuff is out there. At the very end of the video, I will show you the update to my own creation, the Transit H2 little micro storage CV. Very pleased with the changes that were made since I showed it on the video yesterday. Um, well, to start with here, this particular filbertfarmer has been very busy making this whole like Helios compatible module ship and a whole bunch of modules to go with it. In fact, after this video, especially with Filbert's permission, I'd like to throw a lot of these in the Helios module collection, including the ship itself. Plus, I grabbed one of the modules, but there's several other ones here too. Well, to start with, this is a 6-bay Helios module carrier type vessel that also operates, has a huge amount of solar panels on it for good operation and not using as much fuel and things like that. Really cool looking design. It's a little different than the Helios. The configuration setup on it is different. I definitely like it. It's got some similarities, but it's totally a different kind of creation. I like the idea that it has 6 module bays here. The module bays look pretty neat too. I like how this whole structure here was done, kind of like independent from the framework. In other words, you've got your big framed walls over here, and then on the inside here, you got like another I don't know, walk path that's connected to the frame below it, and that's I think that looks pretty neat. Now, unlike the Helios had a cockpit on the front. This one does not. This one has a kind of more of a rear cockpit design. It's also trying to optimize thrusters and things like that. It's got the big XL reverse thruster in the middle. Some pretty neat configuration ideas in here. I like that. And then when you get further back in the ship, you've got some more reverse thrust. So this thing's got quite a lot of thrust to it. And some pretty big forward thrust. It kind of looks like a placeholder for a to increase the forward thrust on here as well. I like these thruster units over here. That is pretty slick. So it's kind of taking advantage of some smaller thrusters and some bigger thrusters. It's got places for turrets in various locations. There's some on it already. Yeah, really cool. I like this whole design here. And then you got this very big flight deck to park things on. And then it's got some neat looking walkways that go into the flight deck in various locations, including like the bridge area, kind of like this recessed area that goes into the flight deck. It's really cool. And I like how the flight deck was done with a lot of different textures, some different block works to chop it up a little bit, make it look more interesting than if it was just solid flat blocks. So a lot of different attention to detail and things like that gone into it. And again, I really like this method of staircases going into the flight deck in various locations. That is pretty slick. So anyway, let's get in this thing and see what makes it tick here. I'm going to do the standard lighting thing here. And if you haven't watched the videos before, I typically, when I look at the interiors of ships, the lights that are put in the ship can drastically make it look different. And it's a neat way to kind of look at ships, if they have lighting inside them, that is. So then you can kind of see what it's meant to look like, or what it would look like in space versus like sitting on a planet in sunlight. The game doesn't actually shadow the inside of a ship when you're in daytime, so you see all that light bleed right through into the ship, no matter what you do. So anyway, coming into here, yeah, cool looking hangar. I like the beams that you can see on going up the side here, kind of this big roundish pattern along the back of the hangar. Nice, well placed. Those are regular lights, aren't they? Yeah, those are regular lights. Okay, I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, what texture light is that? No, those are regular lights there. That's cool. I like that. And we got them along the sides over here as well. Yeah, cool looking hangar. Good amount of room in here. Looks like we've got some regular utility here. Oh, it just reminded me. I'm going to try to not turn the mouse so fast. I wasn't sure if I started to or not. I'm trying to get over that twitchy thing. So over here, it looks like, if I were just to guess, it looks like we've got places for production equipment over here with their own power switches, I would guess. Hold on, let's just see what this one says here. Deconstructor. Oh, okay, deconstructor. And, oh, yep, constructor 3. Okay, so it's already set up to add a bunch more production into it. And then you got individual power switches per machine, it looks like, which is pretty cool. So, okay, so we got a main elevator here. We'll have to remember that. So, and then we've got our armed guards over here. So, let's see what they're protecting. Ah, okay, it looks like we're getting into our module hallway here. So, I got to assume that each one of these would go out to a docked module. And I expect six of these module bays going down this hallway. It looks like it goes beyond that, too. Yep, very nice, very nice. It's interesting on the lighting too. You're getting kind of this blue tint, but you're getting a little bit of this red in there too, which kind of has a neat look to it. I like that. Subtle on the red. Must be another light in the area probably doing that. Probably here. Oh, this is cool. So this is the where that big front XL thruster was on the outside. So you got access to that in case it gets damaged or something. You could repair it from the inside. We also got O2 and our little monitoring station here for the big front thruster. So yeah, okay. So this hallway here just connects to all the Helios bays, and there's looks like in the center there's some O2 in case you're in an emergency situation too. Oh, looks like more than one location there. Very nice. So pretty straightforward, very simple so far. You got a nice big hangar in the back, and then you've got access to all your module bays just kind of going across here, and obviously a huge flight deck on the top of this, plus solar. So let's go up this elevator here. So looks like the next floor here, we're getting into a farm section. So it looks like we've got, at least in this area, 36 grow plots. We got our fridges. Very nice, very nice. I was looking for a food processor. Didn't see one of those here. And, oh, we also got a storage bay over here. A nice 320K storage. We'll take a look at the storage at the end here. So yeah, nice. I like that. I like the overlooking of the hangar as well. That's always kind of a neat thing that you can do in kind of ships. It adds more visuals to both rooms, actually. I mean, when you can have like rooms overlooking other rooms, you're getting increased detail on both rooms concerned. So that's always usually a bonus in my book. Just a way to get more visuals out of not really doing, too much. Adding in some neat glass windows. Oh, wow. Okay, so here I'm gonna hold off on that area and see where this goes first. So what do we got here? Oh, medical bay. Oh, I like how this is done. That looks cool. I like how the actual railing piece over here, that is kind of done up with these blocks on the side with the deco over there. We got a shield access room lock code. So you could add in a legit lock code on these things too. You can actually do that with the doors. 4-digit numbers. So door wouldn't open unless you put in the right code. So if you got untrustworthy crew members, that might be something you could always do. So over here, it kind of looks like it may be a place for some CPU cores, I would guess. Maybe different CPU quantum blocks and things like that. Oh yeah, look at this. Nice looking LCD here. I like how it's angled like that too, right on the edge. Standard CPU expansion, 9-slot, aux or quantum cores accepted. Yep, so that's what that is. A place to put in quantum cores. Oh, nice. And you got all these doors here to kind of seal them off. I like how the lighting looks in this hallway too. It's a little darker, a little bit grungier. Some storage bays on the side over here. And then we go. Oh, wow, this looks really neat. What do we got going on here? Again, I love the LCD. Realignment process. Oh, the shield has a fault. No. No. get Scotty over here and get this thing fixed. um, so then we got our Pentaxa tank right over there, very convenient. I like the display on all this. And there's the actual shield going down here. That looks really neat how it's rotating down this big tube here. And then you've got a big generator on the front side of that. And then some it looks like some cargo boxes that are kind of in there with the caution texture. That's cool. Nice looking room over here. And these LCDs look very nice too. Oh yeah, look at that. More places for CPU blocks. On these kind of ships too, I mean, especially when you start slapping in some really big thrusters and stuff like that, you will chew through CPU a lot. But in the nature of a ship like this, it means you're going to potentially be moving an enormous amount of weight around. So that is why you'd want some really big thrust on this, especially your forward thrust. And then we're into the bridge. So this is on the other side over here, and we've got some heads-up displays over here. Gravity generator active. Huh. Hold on, let me check this. Some P menu options here. Oh yeah, gravity. Let's shut that off. Yeah, then our LCD goes away, so you can turn off gravity. That's not a bad idea. I mean, more often than not, when you're in space, because you're so slow moving around on foot, in space especially, most people, including myself, tend to like to just move around with the jetpack, and therefore it's because it's so much faster than walking, and therefore having an option to turn off gravity I think is a pretty good idea. So we got a food processor, repair bay, and power save, and turrets. So yeah, we've got a lot of nice P menu options here. Yeah, that's cool. So what do we got going off to this side? Looks like we got some other utility. We got our armor locker over here, O2. This would just go out to the outside of this area that's kind of recessed into the flight deck. Let's go down the hallway on the other side here. What do we got? Officers' quarters. Nice. Okay, so we've got a nice place for people to chill. We've got the beds, the bathroom, and the toilet. I mean, the bathroom and the shower. I mean, the shower and the toilet. Let's get this right. And then we got warp access, so I'm excited to see what this looks like too. And look at that, more places for CPU core blocks, auxiliary and quantums. So we had the shield on one side, and this is the warp side over here. Again, another big generator mounted in here, and oh, again, really cool looking display on the warp drive. Yeah, all this stuff's really done nicely. And I like the lighting too. Again, kind of get that realistic tone. You see some dark areas and you see some light areas in the mix. So I think, and what do we got here? Oh, that's probably an armor repair. Yeah. And basic med bay. So yeah, this thing, yeah, so it's got farm, it's got a medical bay, it's got obviously 6 Helios module bays, and a whole lot of just landing space on top of it to generally park, you know, your different CVs and whatever you want to put up there, plus a hangar. So yeah, it's doing pretty good on everything. I think that was most of the ship. But pretty easy to get through too. I won't say it's been too difficult to understand the layout at all. Pretty straightforward. And then looking at it at night too, we've got some neat looking texture lights. You didn't even really see those in the daytime, but that looks really neat around the edges there too. Or I didn't even notice that when I was looking at it in the daytime. Really notice it at night, and it looks really nice the way it's set up too. Consistent. This thing has huge solar on it too. I'm just looking at all these solar panels. There's in Reforged Eden, the way the solar works on these CVs is first, they don't need a capacitor like you would in other creations, and second, they don't actually have to get visible sunlight. You could technically bury these in the hull somewhere. Seems very unrealistic if you did do that, but just saying you could do that and they would still function. So it is an option, but you know, it's kind of like burying a thruster. It doesn't really make much sense in reality. you know, it doesn't look like it would work, but the game allows it. So just saying. There are things you could do like that, but I usually like to try to keep it real, regardless, with like solar panels and not bearing thrusters and things like that. But all those things are things that are allowed. Except buried thrusters. There's a certain option I heard on some servers that actually doesn't allow that. Would make the creation not work if you blocked or buried a thruster in the hull. They got to have their exhaust output coming out. And so there is a way, but by default, I don't think the game does that. I think that would be a special server setting. I don't know too much about that. Anyway, really, really cool looking ship here. So beyond just that, let's just take a look at some general specs here on what's going on here. So stat-wise, we're looking at a size class 8, 22-hour and 44-minute build time. I expected it's going to use some of the rares. Simply because of the big thrusters and everything else on a ship like this, it's pretty much unavoidable, or won't have enough power to move. So by stock, it comes with 113 ms forward, 41 lift. The strafing and down thrust would be the weakest, and then you've got 43 on reverse. Should work out pretty good, and it looks like it's upgradable too. It looks like there was some slots to slap in some really big thrusters, especially forward thrusters, which would probably be the most important on a ship like this. Once you get so much weight on here, it takes a lot of power to start moving it, you know, especially if you've got modules on there that are just full and you've got big CVs parked on top of it and everything like that. So very nice there. CPU wise, it's totally compliant with Tier 4 Reforged Eden. And by the way, I forgot to mention, I think early on, every creation I'm looking at today is for Reforged Eden, so I'm not going back and forth between vanilla and Reforged Eden. I was going to have one vanilla creation in the mix, but it was the only one, so maybe I'll hold off on that until next week, just to keep them all consistent with Reforged Eden this week. So yeah, that works out good. Let's check out storage on here. So we got a cargo bay 1, 320, constructor input 320. I know fridges will be fridges, I'm pretty sure here. Oh, that's another fridge. Then we got cargo bay 2, 320. Bet you all these are 320s. Yeah. Okay, so we got 8 320k cargo bays, plus a constructor input. So that would be 9 320s. Then we got a constructor input 2, 10 320s, plus obviously a whole lot more stuff. I don't know, some of these I suppose could be a cargo controller, but I bet you a lot of them are cargo boxes. But yeah, we're already hitting 10 320k storage on here, and let's see, we got a lot of boxes and a lot of sorting going on here too, which is very nice. Let's take a look at that. Oh, and we got, so here's 11 with the ammo controller. Could have more. Don't quote me on that, but it does have a lot of stock storage on it. At least 11 plus like a whole barrage of cargo boxes. Maybe there's another big controller in the mix too. Hard to say at the time. Very cool creation here. Again by filbertfarmer. And this wasn't the only thing though. He also spent a bunch of time building some really cool looking modules here, and here's just one of the modules. This is which one did I grab? There's many. This is the harvest module. This got some nice looking options here. It looks like it's got a lot of neat functionality to it. I think I ran it out of fuel though, so let's get you fueled up here. So with all these Helios modules, they basically have a landing gear that docks, and when you fly into one of these module bays, there's a particular point that you target in first person. In this case, it looks like it would be these the pluses right there, and then those the landing gear will like hit on the sides over here and park it, and then line up the front door to match this door so you can get in and out. Yeah, neat idea here. So this one looks, so we already got our miners on here, so it's running 6, so that would be totally compliant with even if weapons limits were on. Plus it has some, it looks like a nice barrage of turrets around here to take out drones when you're out mining. Plus, we got some solar in the mix here too. Interesting. Interesting. And this doesn't land, so that's why it's kind of floating in the air right now. It's basically it parks on the front side, so it doesn't actually have landing gear on the bottom here. So here, let me just go back to the lighting thing and we'll get in this guy. So, okay, so as soon as you walk in here, we've got a elevator going to a second floor, and we've got some storage controllers here already, harvest based. Couple 320s there. Oh, we got a full-size shield in here too. Interesting. And a warp core. And it looks like we got a constructor off to the side over here. And yeah, what's back over here? Then we got looks like long-range radar, CPU blocks in the same area here. Yeah, you only got so much room to work with, so you can't like do super elaborate displays typically in a module. Then we got our pilot seat here, and armor locker. So yeah, it doesn't look like it has a huge interior on it, but it's full of game functional parts in here, generators, and all this needed stuff for being a good harvester there. I turned off the thrusters on this one, so we'll turn those back on. And we got the same lighting, exterior lighting schematics that the big ship has next to it. So yeah, everything matches really nice. Very cool there. So here, I'll go back to lighting, and we'll take a look at some of the specs here. So this particular module, I'm just looking at one of the modules. Obviously, there's a bunch. This is, there's modules for different functionalities, such as production, or storage, or farming. There's a bunch of them. You have to take a look at all the different modules. This one is obviously more of a mining module, harvest type thing. It might have, yeah, it has one of these multi-turret on here too. So mining and salvaging. And then, of course, it comes stock with a long-range radar, your 6 mining drills, and then 8 minigun turrets for defense, typically against drones when you're out doing these functions. They usually will take down the drones, and plus, when you got a shield, it's nice security. It's a nice thing to have on a miner. So 6 hour and 11-minute build time. It's going to use some of this stuff over here. Again, probably mainly due to could be a little bit on the mining drills and thrusters and things like that. 110 ms forward, 18 on strafing, 51 lift, 36 reverse, 36 down. So yeah, good looking specs here. CPU wise, so this would be under definitely under a tier 4. Let's see, tier 2 would be, I think, 400,000. So I would say this is a tier 3. Yeah, tier 3 would be 850, I think, and then tier 4 goes to 2.1 million. So tier 3 Reforged Eden CPU. Let's take a look at our storage here. So we got a cargo bay 1, 320, ammo box 14K, and cargo bay 2 at another 320. So these were actually harvest modules. So so you got 640K of harvest storage for that, and then beyond that you've got a 14K ammo box for the ammo for the miniguns, which is actually plenty. The minigun ammo is pretty lightweight. Doesn't you don't need a huge cargo storage for that kind of ammo. Very, very nice though. Very, very nice, the whole thing. And definitely check out the other modules for this too. It looks like a nice functioning Helios module ship. Completely different layout and format of the one I made before. Some really cool stuff. A lot of upgradability to it, especially adding in some big forward XL thrusters on the backside, plus a hangar, plus a bunch of storage on the base ship, plus whatever modules you add into this, having up to 6 modules, and then all the stuff you want to move around with you, either in the hangar or the bigger things, big capital ships and stuff on the flight deck. Very nice, very practical. Looks like I bet you I know what Filbert's going to be using in Season 4 on the Anvil server. Something tells me. Well, anyway, next is by Ent or Ente. I'll just say Ent from now on. I think that's the proper pronunciation. I'll think of Treebeard. No, I'm just kidding. So we've got this this really cool looking ship, and it follows some of the author's styles. A bit of a trademark I've been noticing with the author is the use of 22.5 angled side surfaces that are staggered, and it's a really cool look. This ship's got a wider and different format than other ships that the same author made, and it's a different color too. But it has that main characteristic that kind of shines through. Like, even if I didn't know the author of this ship, it would be my first guess of who made it. You know, really cool. I like this a lot. I liked all the ships though that this author made. I think they all look very stunning. They're usually very detailed. Really cool shaping and body designs on them. But they all, they all kind of like fit into like a scheme too, which is another bonus. It's just like you can kind of recognize them by their, I don't know, the design elements to them. Certain things, especially with these 22.5 angled in staggered surface areas. Really done nicely there. Actually, it's a little dark. Let me get the light getting a little bit better here. Just got to take a good look at the whole wall side of this thing. We've got some texture lights going on here too. So yeah, some big old XL thrusters down here on the bottom here, which also looks like they would serve as your where the landing gear are, which is proportional. Kind of looks like structurally would work too. Wow, look at all the detail here. Sorry about the lighting. I know that seems a little bit dark. I'm going to fly over to the other side of the ship. Maybe it's getting a little bit brighter over there. But all this neat stuff going on here in the staggered block work on the in parts of the hull. That looks really nice too. Very organized, looks functional, and these deco pipes down in the mix here that kind of shine through on the rest of the block work going on here. That is very nice. Over here we got glass work underneath. Oh, and I actually get a glimpse of the interior there. Plus some extra texture lights going along on the side with thin blocks. Yeah, it's a pretty good sized ship. Very nice. Here, I'm going to just take a quick look at this in the dark here too. Yeah, that looks neat. I like how it's just, it's not trying to overdo it. It's got, some of these lights in places, but it gives it that really neat looking pattern. And a lot of those are angled and like almost like fish gill kind of lights over here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, again, the author has really done some nice looking, very detailed work. So. Now this is a little different ship than the other one, so this one might have a more specific function, as I have a feeling this is more of a combat-oriented ship. So anyway, actually I jumped the gun on turning the lights on. Let's take a look inside here. So rear hangar, this looks really nice, and everywhere there's detail, everywhere, and the shaping going around here, up along the ceiling. Yeah. No, nothing was spared. Everything is here. And this walking into this room, look at the all the stuff going on that makes this room up. Yeah. Ooh, wow. So we got some side areas going. That's a wide hangar. I didn't realize it was so big on the sides there. So yeah, pretty cool. Looks like a spot for future improvement of adding a repair bay inside the hangar. Let's go down one of these side areas here. This is really interesting how the wall work, or the block work on the walls was done. Really chopped it up, a lot of angles, a lot of breakups. texture lights, just everything and anything to make it look nice. And it does. It does look very, very nice. And then over here, looks like we've got some production. So we got a couple constructors over there. Storage on the other side, some cargo boxes, armor repair. What do we got here? Maintenance. Oh, that's cool. Where does this go? Maintenance area, high temperature radiation suit required. Okay, nice warning. And then we've got, looks like internal big thruster access over here. Now we're getting down deep in here. Just out of curiosity, let me get out a multi-tool here a minute. And, okay, those are hard steel. I was just seeing if this was Xeno or not. Just curious. That is one of the textures you can have on Xeno. Okay, let's put that away again. Go back up the ladder. Yeah, that's neat. Let me see if we got the same thing going on the other side of the hangar. No, it is different over here. So we've got spots for constructors. Neat looking storage bay area. I like the thin block usage on the sides of these. And then you got some cargo boxes in the mix there. Yellow railings. Dude checking on stuff. And fridge and a nice little kitchen counter area. Ooh, door off this way. Okay, we're into looks like a bathroom. Yep, nice bathroom right off the side there. And just looking for anything else. I like the arrows. Yeah, this is neat. I like the look of it a lot, definitely. I like the colors and the way it's all done up here. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything over here. So yeah, some more stuff over here. It looks like a place to chill out and eat, and it looks like we got a bathroom on this side. Okay, so let's continue on. It looks like so far the only way through, we've got elevators on the side and we got a main way going through the center. Let's take this way first. Make sure. Oh, yep. Oh, hey, check this out. We got a big generator room. I like the angled ceilings and stuff like that on here. It looks like we've got spots to add in some more generators on this side. And on this side, wow, look at this. Looks like we got a place for a, God, I gotta think that's, how many blocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yeah, it certainly could fit a shield, but it could also fit a warp core. So I'll have to see if there's a legend in here somewhere to say what F is. Maybe that's like, God, what could that mean? I keep on thinking shield or W, or S or W for shield or warp core. But maybe this is like FTL. Maybe warp drive. I'm not sure, but it's certainly got room. You could put both pieces in here, I think. So that's cool. That's interesting. Interesting block work on the walls going around here too. It almost looks like a tokamak kind of thing. Keeping all the energy contained in that area with magnetism or something. So, oh, neat looking blast door here. Oh, this looks neat too. I don't know what's going on here, but that just looks really, really cool. How this comes down and hangs down with the light there. Oh, our main core right up on the ceiling here, protected by some armored glass. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it's animated too. Oh, look at that. Huh? Yeah, like that's so creative and interesting. I haven't seen anything like it before. There we go again. Another one of those just things that is just so unique. I haven't seen anything like it done before. Love it. Love it. So what do we got over here? Oh, we got some utility function over there. And it looks like we got a ramp. Okay, so this is an entry point on the ship. Get you down to the ground floor so you don't alternative way in besides using the hangar. And I bet you probably the same over here. Yep. And then some utility function right as you walk in the ship to armor locker and So, cool looking hallway here again. Great looking bridge. Ooh, I love this glass work up here. Look at that. That's neat. And so this is all filled in glass. Nice use of the armored glass blocks on here. Nice looking LCDs too. We got our pilot seat, couple passenger seats, and here's our information. I like how this is done too. It's kind of got that little bit of a tint. That looks nice. But I am curious what F is. Are you gonna tell me what F is? Yeah, marking. Okay, there it is. One additional fusion generator. This is a new part. I'm just not unfamiliar with that. That's why I was not guessing this. Fusion generator. Oh, that's the really big one. I seen that in a video. That's like a 5x5x5 like crazy generator. Okay, that makes total sense now. What that room's about and why it was that particular size. Okay, good to know. Yeah, nice. I like this too. When you can walk into a place. Obviously, you can't miss this if you're ever going to fly the ship. So it's definitely nice because I was confused on what F was. Didn't make any sense to me, but I forgot there's a bunch of new parts now. So there you go. And Wi-Fi in the ceiling over here. Let's see. Looks like we've got another walkway going on this way. Where does this go? Oh, we got more places all over here. So we got, okay, it looks like we got a quick exit out of the ship over there. Convenient. And in here, oh, we got our medical bay. Nice brightly lit. Even got some wood grain textures in there. So this, yeah, this looks quite a bit different than other parts of the ship. I like the contrast difference again. Oh man, now I'm gonna get lost. I was thinking I was doing pretty good. This is a pretty big ship, and I wasn't lost so far, but now I'm probably gonna get a little lost. So it looks like we've got a farm over here with 18 grow plots in this one. Again, all the block work on this ship is just really nice. The ceilings and the walls and everything is just really set up for detail. And let me, yeah, hydroponic grow lights. There we go. Nice. And I assume this is a center hallway here. Crew quarters. Oh, I like that. It's pretty subtle. So we got a crew room here. And yep. A lot of places to go to the bathroom here. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is neat. Crew area. Looks like we've got some form of dart game over here. Very nice. Yep, and the juice fridge or whatever. The LCD. That's cool. Kind of neat to have some NPCs that you could throw in that actually were wearing like McDonald's uniforms or something. That'd be interesting. Your waitress and waiter staff. Yeah, looks like a nice area here. I just want to make sure I'm getting it all. Okay, so this kind of like jets down to the other side. Okay, so it didn't go up another floor. And then over here we've got our CPU block room over here. So nice. And it looks like expansion room, I bet you, for a bunch of quantums and auxiliary cores and like that kind of thing. Nice. Again, and yeah, it's carpeted in here too. It's a nice look. It mixes it up a lot. Looks like that was a quick way out, so let's go up the staircase this time. And we got there's a pilot seat over here too. Didn't even notice that. Just curious on one thing. So this goes, okay, so that does look outside. One thing I'm noticing though, no, okay, never mind, it's done right. For some reason, it's dark outside, so I thought for some reason the glass was tinted dark, but it's not. It's just dark outside. Okay, nice. So alternative bridge over here, and looks like a way out going through the back here as well. Oh, this looks nice again too. I like the angled slopes, the the decals here on the side walls. And I think maybe I just kind of looped around here. I think I'm back, and yeah, I've been through here already. So I just got to here from a different way. Let me follow this hallway around a little bit. Obviously, this is a big crew area. Oh, wow. Wait a minute. What do we got going on here on the other side? I like the pictures, the plants, and... Okay, so this is the same sign as we've seen in the other location. So it's got, yeah, okay, very nice. 3, oh, Cantina Hydroponics Engineering Deck. Let's go up to 4. Oh, there's an area I haven't seen. Oh yeah, this is that glass area that we've seen from the outside. Looking at, look at that. That's, are these all for generators, or... Oh, and there's one of the new parts over here, too. Large shield capacitor. Oh, maybe this is all for shield capacitors and those kinds of things. Looks like you could really beef up the shield. So, okay, yeah, it shows you, it puts these things in place here to let you know how they're set up. And then I've obviously had to leave out the other ones, probably because of CPUs, to keep it tier 4 stock. But it's certainly meant to increase the CPU on this ship. And oh yeah, the shield over here. That's cool. Nice looking display on that too. That actually is kind of overlooking the hangar. I didn't even notice it before. And there's this whole over kind of like catwalk going around the top edges here. Yeah, really, really nice ship again. The author's getting you know, pretty good rep here for making these really, really cool ships. So I think I've seen most of it now on the inside. So here, let me get the lights back on. And let's, I wanted to fly around the hall a little bit on this one too. Go to places that didn't specifically, yeah, see, I was worried, I was wondering about this. So here we got layers of flag shot, decoys, yeah, that's what the little generators are for, and not that they're going to make much power, trivial compared to like the big generators. But yeah, this is we got some leg shot blocks. So yeah, this whole front hall here is really beefed up. Maybe not in the direct center, but then again, there's also no weapons in that area, so maybe it can avoid getting shot at much. But yeah, these sidewalls are really really tough. Oh wow, what do we got going? Oh yeah, big launcher bays over here. So a lot of the weapons obviously are left off from this too. Again, CPU wise, but yeah, that's clearly some big launcher bays here. We've got several other launchers going over here. Looks like some pulse lasers, advanced laser cannons. Okay, yeah, Reforged Eden. Yep. We've got some turrets in the mix here, but they're kind of tucked away all over the place on here. They don't really stick out to you too much when you first look at the ship, but they're kind of recessed in all over the place. All right, kind of looking at that. So you got some turrets there, some turrets here, some retractables back on the back side. And obviously, probably a lot of places you could add more turrets on here too. Like looking at some of these locations with a staggered height here, that really does make some nice optimal places to add turrets. Like on this row, is that a full? Yeah, that's a full block row. We got a LCD over here. Interesting. And yeah, turrets there. Not necessarily labeled, but obviously it doesn't take much to figure out where you can put turrets and have a nice line of sight. So, yep, this one's screaming for more CPU for a lot of the upgrades, and the looks like you could really beef up the shield a lot on it. Plus, it's quite armored on the front. I didn't, not sure if the back's probably not the same way. But yeah. It's not obviously designed to be aiming at your target, so it's not like a broadside ship or whatnot. But it can defend itself from all angles with the turrets, general drone stuff and whatnot. Yeah, very, very nice. All right, let's take a look at the specs and the storage and all that fun stuff. So start with here, size class 13, so it is a pretty big ship, but not over the top of on anything. 26 hour and 44-minute build time. Thought I seen more grow plots in it than this. 18. No, maybe that was it. Okay. Plant fibers, plant advanced upgrade kits. I was just taking a look at some of the specs here. It does need quite a bit of estrium and zirconium, which is granted for a ship of this type. Quite a bit of stock weapons on here. Precision beam turrets. So some of the stuff I don't even know what it is anymore. Again, I got to do some R&D into Reforged Eden here. So that's pretty cool. Plasma turrets, missile turrets, laser turrets, advanced laser cannons. So it has 8 of those stock. So that would looks like a lot of things on here, like these especially, I think would devour a enemy ship's shield pretty quickly. It's not a super fast ship. It's a big, heavy ship, and it's meant to take the hits and have the shield, and upgrade that shield with all the extra parts. But its focus is not for being a super fast ship, at least stock. Obviously, again, there's a bunch of upgrades you can do to it to beef this up. But yeah, it's I would say more of a tanking style larger CV, which is a very cool option on that. So yeah, nice there. CPU wise, sits right at the tier 4, 2.1 million Reforged Eden. Doesn't go over. Obviously, lots of room to upgrade that with all kinds of CPU enhancements and part enhancements throughout the ship. Let's see what you got for storage here. So, oh, they're all labeled. I don't have to guess on each one of these. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 320K storage, some miscellaneous cargo boxes. Everything's color coded and labeled nicely. Nice. Ore products, yeah, materials 1, 2. Ammo. I was just looking for ammo control. Oh yeah, right here. I forgot about these. So yeah, a dump over here, and then 2 320K ammo controllers in the mix too. Ah, very nice. Big ship. Yeah, both these are pretty big ships. That's yeah, really cool stuff. A lot of work was put into this stuff for sure. So next, got something a lot smaller here, and this is a new one by Span. So this is the Ses Razorback, and this is a Reforged Eden tank. And man, it looks like it's like something out of Star Wars for sure. Yeah, I'm digging the general looks of this. It's kind of got that rusty, gritty feel. I like the color accents on here. That kind of goes with the a lot of the theme that Spans has been doing for a bit now. And so we got looks like 3 rocket turrets. You got a minigun turret up front, a couple Gatling guns in there, a couple laser. Make sure I got that right. Yeah, laser turrets. Laser cannons back over here. So a bunch of stuff to help take down a shield, some rockets to do the big damage to the enemy turrets and things like that. And then it looks like we've got a man, what is this part? This is like our tank cannon. See, here we go, another unfamiliar part. I'm not sure what this exactly is. It looks really cool though. Now I want to build a tank so I can put those on it. So yeah, that's cool. I like the idea of it. It's got, you know, a bunch of turrets, but a lot of these are fixed weapons on here. So you need to fly this thing and, you know, hit the things you really want to hit mostly with it by manually aiming. And I gotta say that I built some things that are purely based around turrets firing, and I gotta say I enjoy using the ships more. You know, if they got some turrets, that's cool, but I do like the fixed weapons. I do like the maneuvering and flying around and, you know, shooting the target you want it to shoot at, as opposed to whatever it decides to shoot at. You know, it's if there's a turret that's sitting there, it's hitting me, and I want to take that turret down as quickly as possible, it's nice to be able to just aim at that turret and like shoot that turret, because that is my #1 threat right now. Where it's a lot. Sometimes the turrets on the automatic turrets on these will just be shooting at other things, and it's frustrating when it's like, hey, look at the turret right there, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. Why are you shooting everything else? Shoot that turret. So I do like that. I do like that. So let's here. Let me do the light thing, and I will jump inside here. And actually, you know what? I bet you've been sitting here for long enough where you don't have any gas. Sorry about that. There we go. Now everything's all fired up there. So let's see what we got going on the inside. Oh, we're pretty dark. We're pretty dark. So I guess I will turn the lights on here again. But pretty straightforward interior here. It looks like it's, oh, look at that. It's got some extra armor on the front side here too, to in case that area gets hit. You got these grates are pretty tough. Then our pilot seat. Ammunition controller on the floor here. The fridge, looks like we got some CPU core blocks, O2, oxygen. We got, looks like the shield is down over there. And then, again, some new parts. Some of these, God, what are these? Small shield capacitors over in the sides. That side, what do we got over here? Okay, so that's a shield. This is just a, oh, this is a charger. Okay, so that's not the shield down there. The actual shield's over here, and it's got, yeah, it's running a lot of the capacitors and stuff like that. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on board with that, and so I can understand what's exactly going on. Obviously, all these capacitors. They increase the God, it's hot right here. They increase the shield capacity, so you got bigger shields basically. So I get that part. I just got to play with it to see how much bigger they are per capacitor, per type of creation, whether it's a CV or SV or HV or things like that. The only thing I'm noticing right here, though. Oh wait, I just went out of God mode. Why can't I move? Here, let me crouch. Okay, so once you're crouched in here, you're okay. Oh, and then I no longer have the heat. What was I getting the heat from? Something's a little weird though. If I try to stand up, maybe it's just maybe you're meant to crouch in here. But yeah, if you stand up, the ceilings are too low with these blocks here, where you can't actually walk around. But if you do crouch, you can maneuver this area. And yeah, for whatever reason, before I was seeing a bunch of heat and stuff, but I'm not really seeing that now. Oh, well, I guess if you push all the way against the wall here, it does get pretty hot on that side. A little bit on this side, but not like the other side. Maybe those capacitors are really hot. So. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Looks like it would do pretty well for being a tank, especially with the all the shield capacitors and things like that on there. Have to see how that holds up, but it's got quite a bit of firepower and whatnot. Let's take a look at some specs here. So we got yeah, decent speeds: 46 forward, 13 strafing. 46 backwards, because it's the HV, obviously there's no up and down. 3 hour and 14 minute build time. Uses some estrium and zirconium for the weapons, primarily on here. Maybe a little bit with the thrusters. Let's see, CPU wise, we're sitting right here at it's not quite using it all, but I believe 51,000 is a tier 4 Reforged Eden creation, but it's got some available CPU beyond that. Not a huge amount, but it has enough to probably add a couple more parts, if or turrets or something like that. Let's take a look at the storage here on it. So we got an ammo controller at 4375, a fridge, and a cargo box. So not a lot of storage. 4375. Probably do decent with the amount of ammo it can hold. Not too bad. Not too bad. Really cool design it looks too. I'm sure this is it's quite the artistic creation. And again, I like some of the features here, like these angled like these mounts over here. That looks really neat on the design there. So again, very cool looking design. Nice, interesting tank to try out in new Reforged Eden going forward here. So this one was a weird pick on my part. This is by an author I've looked at a lot of things from before, but this one, wow, this is I've never seen anything quite like this. This is by this is the Moku Ako by Alicia, and this is a very interesting creation. This is a HV. So it's basically got this big mining drill that's facing downward. I don't think that would necessarily work, but maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It looks really cool, though. I like the whole crane mechanism going on here and the piping and everything. Obviously, this one was meant. This is more of a, I would say, kind of a fun creation, but it kind of, it kind of looks like it would have some practical purposes to it too. It's kind of like a catamaran frame with sails. I love to see the creativity on some of these creations. I think this is pretty cool. I like this whole catamaran like design to it. And wood crane on the side here, and look at the cargo box is actually, obviously they hold stuff, but it kind of looks like a bit of a decoration. Same thing going on with these harvest modules going on the sides like that. So can this thing just go sideways and just plow trees over? That'd be a very interesting. It's just, it is so unique. It's just, yeah, one of those things. Can't say I've seen anything quite like it. So over here we've got a bunch of fuel tanks all hooked up with our piping system to move that fuel into wherever it's got to go. Nice little LCD on the back here. This is so we've got some tank cannons shooting upward. Yeah, I could tell the author had a lot of fun with this one. Just these are those really big cargo boxes over here. In this case, harvest controllers. That's a Reforged Eden only part as well. There's so many different Reforged Eden parts. I gotta say, I like the. I haven't seen sails done using wings before. I've loved the center column with the wood grain. I've seen sails done in different ways. This looks pretty neat though. Using wing parts for the sails. I've seen people use thin blocks and things like that for doing like sail-like things before. And then all this is going on, and then it's got this like X-wing cockpit over here. Oh, that's funny. It's neat. It works. It probably provides very good visibility when moving this around. So yeah, a huge amount of cargo boxes over on this side over here. This is like cargo central. Oh wow, I didn't even realize that you walk down into these sections here too. Wow, yeah, that's this is just really unique. Very creative creation here. So what we got going on the top? What is this? What am I even looking at? What is that? What is this? It's a food processor? Really? Since when did we get those kinds of food processors with the microwave oven? You're kidding me. So yeah, I gotta assume that this is another new part. That's cool. Yeah, that's the thing with even with my own thinking. I mean, obviously I've been trying to make creations that will work for both vanilla and Reforged Eden, but at this point there's just so many more things. I mean, there was more stuff in Reforged Eden anyway, but there's just a huge amount of different things in Reforged Eden that just add more stuff to do, and build in the game. And I think it's going to be increasingly difficult to try to not use any of that stuff to make something compatible with vanilla. So a lot of my future creations probably I might steer to be more Reforged Eden. I hate to do it. I like to try to keep everything open, but man, you know, it's on my part too. It's there's so many things I would like to explore and play with as a builder, and the only way I'm going to be able to do that is use Reforged Eden. That would be really wonderful if they could somehow, you know, the developers of Empyrion would combine a little bit here with the developers of Reforged Eden, and you know, bring it all, you know, the best of all Reforged Eden stuff into the game as a permanent game thing, and not have two versions of the game, which is it's confusing for me. Well, it's not really confusing, but it's problematic, and it would be a lot easier just to build creations if everybody was on the same page. But of course, like me, like Reforged Eden is like a big time expansion for the base game with all the other stuff in it, and of course I'm going to want the more content. I think most people do. If you like the game, you're going to want more for it. So that's what Reforged Eden is doing. Vanilla adds in some things here and there, like, you know, crouching and some of the main core functions, but I haven't seen very much in new parts. And something else that I think I could really love to see in vanilla itself is just a bunch of blocks, a bunch of more new blocks. I think would be a wonderful thing for us builders too. There's a lot of blocks that I think are missing right now, and then there's a lot of you know, really neat blocks that you could add in the game to allow for, you know, a lot more, even more creativity wooden building. So anyway, this is just a really bizarre creation. You could tell the Alicia had some fun with this, and interesting creation. I don't know if anything really works. Like, I can't imagine the these firing upward are gonna unless you're shooting something above you. That'd be interesting. I don't think this works either, but you know, it's really cool. It's really cool. It's an artistic statement more than anything. It's kind of like maybe exploring a style, like almost a pirate style, space pirate kind of style, on what kind of things that you would want to try to achieve with that kind of style. And that's a lot of fun to do. So let's see. Let me just look at the specs on here too. I know I kind of went off on a bit of a tangent there. So 2 hour and 42 minute build time on this. Size class 3, hover vessel. So it does have 30 forward, 20 strafing, 30 backwards. CPU wise, oh, maybe I was wrong on that 51,000 for Reforged Eden Tier 4 CPU. So this one's showing 57,000. I thought it was 51, but maybe I'm off. Maybe it is 57, or maybe it's even a different number than that. I guess I need to hit the R&D drawing boards again and play with stuff so I know what I'm talking about a little bit more. There's so many new things that have been added in. It's hard to keep up with. Yeah, there's like another shield capacitor over here too. So, yeah, cool. You know, I didn't even look at this. Oh, so iron for the Xeno material for Creel. Nice. Gold coins for spans. Silicon for Elion. Today's order, power coils. Oh yeah, a lot to read here. This is, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, very cool. I love it. So it's just one of those things, you know, spawn it in to show off to your friends. Hey, check out what I got, and see what kind of looks you get. Very nice and creative creation, Alicia. Definitely like that. Last thing, wrong button. Darn it. Come on, put away the drone. I meant to hit this button. There we go. So we got a cargo drum. Wow, we got a lot of cargo drums. Looks like all of them are 219. Got a lot of these guys. framed industrial cargo boxes. And some more. Some industrial cargo boxes. Oh, we do have some... Oh, these are containers, not controllers, too. So, okay, so more cargo boxes there. Yeah, this thing... It has a lot of cargo boxes on it. A lot of them. So, I'm not right off the gate seeing any controller systems. But most of these cargo boxes are going to have... I mean, they can fluctuate heavily on how much cargo they hold, but around 250 on a lot of these, 125 on some, and those big boxes have more, obviously. Again, very, very cool. So next here, we got something I just noticed. This was in new releases, and it's a Creel. It's a Creel little miner. And this is the Creel Whelp by Mag. And yeah, it looks pretty neat. It looks like yeah, it's got a nice design on it. It's kind of to the point. Obviously, it's a miner, and miners are pretty restrictive, you know, especially a miner using mechanical drills like this. On what, you know, kind of shaping and stuff you can do, because typically you don't want these drills like too far out or spread apart too much, or you get these weird formations when you're trying to burrow into the ground with them, and then they have to have so much thrust and so much storage and things like that. But this is a really, really cool, unique looking miner. It's got the Ford drill set up here, a couple Gatling guns in the mix. As in the Creel aspects, it looks really, really good. It looks very, very Creelish. Interesting stuff going on in the back here. It looks like you kind of I've seen this done on a prefab creation a long time ago, where you could kind of like reach in under the blocks to like access like the harvest controller on here. So well, we're looking at that. So we got a 10K harvest controller on here, which is pretty good for a small miner like this. Yeah, very nice. I did go with, I didn't even ask. I did go through and I added this to the Creel collection this morning too, and something I'll be doing with a lot of these module creations over here by filbertfarmer as well. So let's take a look at what this thing does here. 37-minute, 3-second build time. That's encouraging right off the gate. Look at the resources needed. Needs 10 titanium, 10 cobalt. Other than that, the most basic of basics. And this shouldn't be that hard to gather. Probably have to find a POI for this on a starter planet, but not hard. Unlock level 7, so you can get this going right away. 14 forward. Actually, it got more strafing than it does forward. Interesting. So 27 on strafing, 14 reverse. CPU wise, wow, low CPU, 10,000 CPU. It's using about 9,000 of that CPU. Bit of translation. What does this mean? Does it even have a basic CPU core on it? Doesn't need it. Here's where I'm feeling myself, and I'm gonna find out real quick. I'm gonna grab a basic CPU extender for a HV. I'm going to see if it's going to let me put it on there. No, it doesn't. So it probably has a basic. I was just trying to see. There's probably a better way to do this, I bet. Probably in the menus there. So this does use a basic CPU core. But, yeah, no, that's cool. Looks at a 10K miner. I think the drill pattern would work out pretty good. Let me see how here. I'm gonna just. I don't normally do this on these videos, but I'm curious. How yeah, looks like the spread's doing good. What I was a little bit worried about was possibly like a wedge that it forms in front of when you're drilling, and I'm not a great driller, so if I'm making a mess of this, it's not the creation's fault. Yeah, no, it looks like it's working right. It's clearing out the whole section in front of the creation, which is it needs to do. I made the mistake on one of my miners too, a couple of my miners in the past, where it would leave this like thing in front of your face that it would make you get stuck if you're trying to like burrow in the ground like this. So I think I'm gonna. Well, I probably got stuck. I'm not gonna. Here, let me. I'll just get out of this for now. But again, very very cool creation. Wow, I really buried you. You're hiding. You're hiding. So obviously it works pretty good as a miner, and it's you know, quick and easy to spawn early game. So kind of like a starter miner for drill setup. So that is all the regular creations I looked at this week. Next week I'm going to try to fill in some of the ones in vanilla and whatnot. I also avoided any Talon creations this week as well, because they're part of Excalibur's challenge, and they'll be seen on their challenge days. So. So last, I just wanted to show you the update I did on this guy over here, this Transit H2, or that's a heavy, believe it or not, or heavy lift is what the H is supposed to mean. I wanted to use three letters, but I didn't have enough room to fit 3 letters across there. Anyway, so as per last video, I wanted to make some changes in here. I didn't like the layout. I didn't like the rads you were getting from inside the creation, and it also had 2 generators, which was overkill. So I got rid of one of the generators. Because of the CPU gains from that, I was able to add another set of these 1x2 forward thrusters on here that it didn't have before. And I ended up moving the Wi-Fi and detector out of the back area of this and put it in the inside. So beyond that, I also had enough CPU left over to add in a small constructor. I ended up putting the shower over here, and the Pentaxa tank and the shield are way back over here now. So here, I'll get out of God mode a minute. As you walk around and press up against every corner of this thing, you will get no rads or heat or anything. So that's all fixed now, and I'm pretty happy about that. Plus it's got the increased thrust power going forward, and then it also has the constructor in here. And then when you look at the CPU specs, now this is a tier 1 creation. It's got a little under 6,000 CPU left over, which is enough to add in a second small constructor. Not that there's much room in here, but I mean, if you were really trying, you could probably get rid of this cargo box and put in something, you know, a couple pieces over there, stuff like that. This is never going to do warping. There's no way this thing could hold a warp core, but it does have a Reforged Eden only shield in it as well, and then the Pentaxa tank. Spec wise, the stats now, because of the increased forward thrust, it's now matched, which I kind of wanted it to be that way. So you got 169 ms lift and 169 ms forward. Strafing is the weak thing. 56 on reverse. Not wonderful, but you know, for a CPU, you want your numbers here primarily, so you can land on a high gravity planet, load this thing up with 640k of storage, and then take back off the planet and go land somewhere. So other than that, it's pretty much the same as it was before, except for the reworking of the interior to get rid of the rads, plus the increased CPU by getting rid of a generator and adding more thrust power to it. So yeah, that's about it. It's I didn't do any like LCDs on the interior. It's possible I might try to do that, but in this creation I wasn't very concerned with it, and also it's really tight for room. Even trying to place some, although I could though, can I? Yeah. Well, I guess I could put in some LCDs, but I don't really have a design set up to fit this right now. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to enhance that before I do release it. I also could have a heads-up display, kind of like floating around this glass area from the inside. But then again, what am I going to tell it to do? You know, hey, are your thrusters on? Other than that, there's really not a lot. You know, I could put it as some kind of power mode, but honestly, I guess when I'm normally playing the game, I end up, if I want to turn off the thrusters, I'll turn off the thrusters. It doesn't actually have any turrets or weapons on it. It does have 2 switches I added in here for door lights, of all things, and in the top hatch. I didn't even call it a drone hatch this time. I just called it a top hatch instead, because I don't think a lot of people are actually running out these hatches with a drone. That's just one of the things. And believe it or not, despite it looking like it might not be airtight inside, it actually, actually is. So I was kind of happy about that too. I was a little concerned when I did that rework, but no, everything's nice and airtight inside too. So I think this could be a usable creation. Especially for storage and looting POIs and stuff like that. It's exactly what it's for. Now, as in one other thing that would be kind of neat to have on here, but it's not really set up very well for it, and that would be to add in like a multi-turret to it. Multi-turrets first are going to use a lot of CPU, like 80,000 CPU, so this would need a CPU extender. But then, like, where do you actually mount a multi-turret on here? This is like a really thin row of blocks on the top. If you put the multi-turret above here, it would just be floating in the air. So I think it would require a little bit of modifications if someone wanted to do that, but I actually thought about how would I try to go about it, and I don't know. Doesn't really give you much opportunities for turrets on here due to the small size. About the only place I could think perceivable see, and they look kind of stupid, but you could probably slap in like a 3x3 turret. Like this would be the center spot here, and like here it would stay away from the thrusters. It would look dumb. It would look dumb, but it is a way to get some turrets on here. But it also doesn't have an ammo box either, so you'd need a lot of modifications and changes, and honestly it's just a little bit too small to try to do all that stuff. I could foresee in the future building something a little bit bigger than this, though, that could actually do the storage plus the high gravity lifting, have a multi-turret, and also have some other turrets for just general like drone protection, things like that. So that's a possibility, something I've been thinking about a little bit. Of course, I've been working on that Krill space station, and I've been working on it some more on the rooms and dressing up some of the rooms that I already showed and finishing them off and continuing the course through it. So hopefully this weekend I'll get a lot more of that done. And I've been constantly thinking about season 4 creations too, like what else might I want, and yeah, definitely a SV miner type thing is something that I've been thinking about too. I don't particularly like to build miners that much because they're usually, because of the kinds of mining drills you put on them, they're very restrictive in dimensions and how you got to lay them out. So you lose a lot of creativity on a miner if it's a good working miner. It's usually got to be small and tight, fit through its own mining holes that it can make. And that it doesn't allow a lot of artistic stuff going into a miner. Typically, I have seen some that do have a lot of artistic value to them, but if you're looking for like a little miner that can drill holes, like the krill one that I burrowed in the ground here somewhere, you typically can't fluctuate too much from the pattern of your mining drills. I tried before. I tried to make bigger patterns, and smaller patterns, and square patterns, round patterns, and everything else. And I kind of found out that usually the tighter together, within like a block row a piece apart around the front, and not having the miner exceed the width of where the drills are, usually works out the best. So you don't get stuck as much if you're actually drilling in the ground, getting into mining holes and stuff like that. If you're not concerned about that kind of thing, using laser miners, and you just sit from a distance, you don't have to worry about that so much. You can have a lot more you can put the mining drills spaced apart a little bit more. But if you're intending on actually a physical manual like mining drills going in the ground, you really don't want your creation's edges past the edges of where those mining drills are located. And if the mining drills are too wide apart, you'll get that thing in front of your face when you're trying to mine where you got this like part that didn't quite mine and it gets in your way and then you get stuck. So that's problematic too. Anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this. And again, some really, really awesome creations by everybody here. Love, this whole Helios setup. This really, really, really cool capital ship. Some neat looking tank. Just a lot of stuff. And the poor Creel little dude that I burrowed in a hole and got him. I can get the Creel out of the hole, but yeah. Anyway, you all have yourself a great weekend. I will talk to you later.